My name is Matt, and I'm a falconer, and this is my Harris hawk, Jessica. Jessica the rabbit slayer. Jessica's the only bird I have. I don't have enough time and energy to have more than one bird. It takes a lot of commitment. I'm the dog and she's the shotgun. I've had Jessica a year and a half. I trapped her when she was 6 months old, and so she's 2 years old now. This is a wild animal. I trapped her from the wild, and I can release her back to the wild because she knows how to survive in the wild. It's more of a cooperation. It has nothing to do with she feels love toward me or affection toward me or anything like that. So it's a wholly different thing. She generally sits on the glove here and I hold her up, or I have a perch that she sits on, or she flies from tree to tree. We're out hunting for rabbits, and she stays with me because she knows that she's more successful catching rabbits with me than without me.
I'm Courtney Randolph. This is Buckwheat, my Harris hawk. He's about 10 months old, and I'm a general class falconer. You're an apprentice falconer for about 2 years, and then after that you're eligible to upgrade to a general falconer, which allows you to have the Harris hawk, which is what Buckwheat is. I kind of grew up going to the Renaissance Festival, and I saw them. They had a show called the Birds of Prey Show, and I used to go there, and they used to be, this is the ancient sport of falconry, and I'd go there and I'd watch these awesome birds fly down to this guy's glove and just be like, wow, I want to do that. But it wasn't until a little bit later that I found out that falconry was actually a sport and involves hunting. This is something that happens every day in the wild. A lot of people are like, oh, poor bunny, how can you do this horrible thing? But it's like, it happens every day in the wild. All the birds of prey you see circling the sky, they all have to eat, and they're predators. So they have to go after prey, and that's how they stay alive. I didn't really know it was a hunting sport. I met up with the Arizona Falconers Association about 3 years ago. They had a meet. That's when I actually found out that it was hunting. The first question that someone asked me was like, are you prepared to cut up little mice and everything like that, all these little rodents, for your bird? Are you willing to do this on a daily basis? And I was kind of find myself questioning myself. Can I do that? It's like, I don't know, but the more I do it, the easier it gets. I used to think I wouldn't be able to be a surgeon, but now I think I could because, it doesn't bother me that much anymore.
It's a highly regulated sport. Game and Fish requires you to take a written test and have an equipment inspection and have a letter from a falconer saying that they will teach you, they will be your sponsor. So with all of that, you're able to get your state license, and then with your federal license and your state license and your hunting license, you're able to go trap a bird for your 2-year apprenticeship. When you trap a bird, the first thing you got to do is get them over their fear. So you spend a lot of time with them just in the first couple of weeks, getting them used to you, getting them to understand that you were not there to hurt them, you were there to help them. Gradually, as her hunger overcame her fear, then she started eating. I put a piece of meat on the glove here and she would eat it, and then from there she understood that I was kind of a source of food, and then it was from eating to hopping to the glove for food, and then to flying to the glove for food. 4 feet, 6 feet, 20 feet, and on to about 80 feet. And the whole time that she's in training, she's on a string. It's called a creance. That way, if she decides to fly off over there, then I can get her back easily. When she was coming 80 yards, 4 days in a row, on the string, then did the same thing on the 5th day with no string. And she flew straight to me, and from there she's been flying free.
The thing about these guys is they are kind of like a natural weapon, and there are some advantages to that, I think. It's because especially when you get like jackrabbits or cottontails, and first you have to flush them out, and once you do that, you know, they like going around, it's like find a bullet that can shoot that, like, you know. These guys will just try their hardest. They'll chase these things as fast as they can. You know, they'll grab onto them, they'll bind to them, and then they get their meal. I think I'm more invested in the fact that I have a living, breathing being here rather than just, you know, something I can pull off a shelf and start shooting. A lot more is invested, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of heart. I'm not sure what my future is going to be with the sport. I know I want to continue it because I love doing it and I love having the connection with these birds. But the truth is it takes a lot of time, and you really have to be honest with yourself about what you can do and what you can't do, because the welfare of the bird is on the line. If I find myself getting a new job or trying to pay for a house, or, you know, finding myself not able to provide enough time for the bird, I'm just going to step out of the sport, you know, for however long it takes before I can get back into it. So you really have to be honest with yourself, because these guys, they need a lot. I mean, they're not like a shotgun you just polish, put on the shelf. You really have to work at it. You have to feed them every day, weigh them every day, and they really need a lot.
Don't fall in love with the bird, because anything can happen. Could get bitten by a snake, or could get eaten by a coyote, or be electrocuted, or some stupid person could shoot it, or there's a whole number of ways that these birds could die while they are in your care. And that's just the nature of the sport, is things like that do happen. You know, I've gotten so much satisfaction from this partnership, from going out in the desert and hunting rabbits and being successful at it, that it would be very hard if something tragic like that happened. Now, from her perspective, I don't think she really cares that much about me. From what I've heard is, from their perspective, they want 3 things: feed me, fly me, or leave me alone.
I have a lot of interesting hobbies to begin with. Like, I used to fence, and I used to do martial arts, just crazy things. Well, my family thought I was kind of crazy. And so when I told them I wanted to do this, they were just kind of like, oh, that's Courtney being weird. She wants to get into something else, type of a thing. But it's grown into a love. I really love coming out here. I love this animal. He's incredible. Just love everything about the sport.
It's a great sport. I never knew that I would have so much fun in the desert as I am now. It's just a blast being a part of nature like this. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than out in the field hunting.